the Wells Fargo Minnesota Sports Prep Update for Tuesday, December 3rd. I'm Ryan Phelps. Since we've officially switched gears from the fall to the winter sports season, it's time to look ahead at some of our favorite winter sports, or maybe to look back is more appropriate, and check out some of the history. And we'll start today with girls hockey. Although girls have been playing hockey in Minnesota for dozens of years, it was usually on boys' teams. In fact, before the mid-90s, most girls who wanted to play hockey were forced to play ringette in high school. It wasn't until the winter of 1994-95 that girls hockey was adopted as an official sport by the high school league. Back then it was a one-class tournament held at Aldrich Arena. The state championship was in February of 1995, and Apple Valley beat South St. Paul 2-0 for the first ever girls state championship. The tournament split into two classes in 2002, which is how it is still played today. But the popularity has grown tremendously over the past 20 years or so, from just a handful of teams to about 120 now. And like every sport, girls hockey too has its powerhouse programs. Apple Valley and South St. Paul were dominant early. Roseville has had some strong programs. Blake, Benilde St. Margaret's, Breck, Minnetonka, and Warroad seem to pop up just about every year. And just like we see in the boys' ranks, many girls have gone on to success at the collegiate and international level.
I like saving money. I mean, it's not like I have a purse stuffed with coupons or... Okay, I do. The other day, I went into Wells Fargo to get help with a car loan.
Good news. You qualify for our double discount promotion. Get double the interest rate discount we normally give on select new loans and lines of credit just for being a Wells Fargo checking package customer.
And the best part, I didn't even need a coupon.
Come to Wells Fargo to discuss how the double discount promotion can help with the interest rate on your new loan or line of credit. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Subject to credit qualification. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. Equal housing lender.
Whether you have a big building project or just a long to-do list that needs to get done, it always seems like you need some type of tool handy. At your local Hardware Hank, you can find a wide array of KT industry tools, including their 15-piece quarter-inch SAE drive socket set. Forged from chrome vanadium steel that is fully heat-treated and tempered, comes with a lifetime guarantee, and packed in a sturdy, portable metal case. Visit your local Hardware Hank for KT Industries 15-piece quarter-inch SAE drive socket set today. It's time for our Hardware Hank Nuts and Bolts Athletes of the Week, which are selected every Tuesday based on your nominations to MinnesotaScores.net. Each week we pick two winners, one from the Metro and one from Greater Minnesota. The outstate winner is Alex Strand from Roseau Boys Hockey, and the Metro winner is Tyler Klein from Blaine Boys Hockey. The Wells Fargo Minnesota Sports Prep Update can be heard right here every Monday through Friday, and for more coverage you can find us on the web at MinnesotaScores.net. That's Minnesota-Scores.net. I'm Ryan Phelps on Minnesota Sports Radio.
It's time for another round of live local play-by-play coverage of Southwest Metro High School sports. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Mulch Store, Performance Therapy Innovations, Alpha Investment Advisors, The Tavern on 4 and 5, The Sun Current, Home Video Studio, and in partnership with BEC TV, Bloomington Educational Cable Television. Catch all of the action all season long on your home for Southwest Metro Sports, PSB Media. Game time is coming up next.
And welcome into PSBMN.com. Our coverage here of boys high school hockey just announced the starting lineups, and now they're going to do the national anthem, so we'll go ahead and listen in for that right here on PSB Media. is your national anthem here on PSB as we're just about ready for high school hockey as we have Rosemount taking on Eden Prairie here in this non-conference matchup. Eden Prairie comes in off of a 6-0 victory over Osseo last week to get their first win of the season, a dominant win in which they heavily outshot the Osseo Orioles hockey team. Rosemount, on the other hand, comes in with a record of no wins and 2 losses. They lost a tough game to Cambridge Isani to start the season 4-3, and then they had a tough game against Burnsville. They lost 10-1. Although it should be noted, Burnsville is expected to be one of the top teams here in the state of Minnesota. So a bit of a rough start for Rosemount. It's a program that's been rebuilding the last couple of years. They've seen their record improve each of the last 5 years and hoping for another turnaround this season against Eden Prairie. Goaltenders tonight for both squads include Tom Frown for Rosemount and also making his varsity debut, Eric Evers between the pipes for Eden Prairie. He was their JV goaltender last season. Referee getting ready to drop the puck. Eden Prairie's first line is on the ice with Steven Spinner at center, Jack Healy over at left wing, and Colton Schmidt at right. Defensemen are Luke Snuggerud and Brady Shue. At center for Rosemount is number 6 Ryan Foley, who last season was their 7th leading scorer. So we're underway. Eden Prairie will have possession of the puck in their own end. My name is Brett Johnson with play-by-play of tonight's game. Joined here by Weston Doctor. Eden Prairie right away with a chance as they try to center that to Steven Spinner and get it cleanly. So Eden Prairie with a big scoring chance, trying to get it to Keeley, but Spinner was tied up. Spinner will throw it at the net. Goes wide. It'll be gathered by Brady Shue, who will ring it around the end boards, where Jack Keeley will get tied up along the end wall. He's battling it out against the Rosemount defenseman. Backhanded back in by Colton Schmidt as Spinner. Little draw pass as he was falling to the ice. Still has possession, able to hold it in. Now it's turned over to Rosemount. Here's the Irish as they'll dump it in. That's Austin Dullimer, a 5'10", 165-pound sophomore. He'll go off on a change, as will the rest of the Irish. Eden Prairie from their own end will bank it off the wall. Spinner will tap it into the Rosemount zone as Eden Prairie will bring their second line onto the ice, which features Riley Artsinger, who had a hat trick for Eden Prairie in their game last Tuesday against Osseo. Great start for Artsinger. He was a guy who didn't score a goal at all last season. In first game of his junior year, picks up a hat trick. Not too shabby. Here's another newcomer to the varsity squad, Niederer, as he'll get it out to Artsinger. Artsinger trying to weave his way around a couple of Rosemount players. Got through one, but not 2 others. It'll be shot back into the zone by Mark Sullivan. Niederer will check a Rosemount player up against the boards. Aguilar will bank it off the wall and out of play as we'll get our first whistle here in this one. Rosemount head coach is Brad Steppen. This is his second season as head coach for Rosemount. Last season the squad went 10-16. Rosemount hasn't had a winning season since the 2007-2008 year, but they've seen their record steadily improve over the last 5 seasons, and they do return 5 of their top 7 scores from 1 year ago. Back in the Eden Prairie zone, Andy Aguilar will give chase. Throwing a check but missing was Tyler Frank of Rosemount. He'll battle with the Eden Prairie player along that sidewall, now tied up in the far corner. Frank with the puck, and now we're going to get a delayed penalty, and I'm not sure who this one's going to be against, but looks like someone's going to go to the box. And I think it's going to be against Rosemount.
A little bit of high sticking I saw.
Actually, my mistake. Forgive me, I didn't see the hit, but actually they're going to call it on Jack Clays, so Rosemount will go on the power play. Well, the Irish, despite having that 10-16 record last season, actually had a pretty good power play. Converted at a 19.2% clip. Scored 15 goals on 78 power plays. Rosemount up at the point. They'll send it over to the near side, thrown to the net, but blocked by Shue. Now a loose puck, and will be sent into the corner. Rosemount on the season so far. Their power play is 0 for 3. All 3 of their power play chances came against Burnsville in their last game, and they weren't able to convert. Also did have another power play chance against Chisago Lakes, but they didn't score on that one either. So the Irish still looking for their first power play goal. Eden Prairie, on the other hand, has killed off 7 penalties so far this season. Ryan Foley will send that to the end wall. Now it's tipped up into the air. Pinching in to get the puck is Justin Kroll for Rosemount. At 10 points last season for the Irish, their 7th leading scorer. Shot through traffic, loose puck, and they score! Rosemount off of a rebound gets a power play goal, and they're on the scoreboard first and take a 1-0 lead. Well, the old adage is throw the puck at the net and good things are going to happen, and that was the exact case for Rosemount, as Evers didn't get that cleanly, and there to hit home the rebound, it looked like was Lucas Gillett of the Irish. We'll confirm that, though, as the PA announcer will make the announcement. It was a good job throwing that on net by Andy Glad of the Irish up at the point. So getting the goal actually for the Irish was number 11, Zach Bitchler. So Eden Prairie will look to respond as they try to ratchet up the pressure after giving up that shorthanded goal. Michael Graham trying to make a move around a Rosemount defender. And now a big hit into the end wall delivered by Rosemount's number 26, Garrett Jogu. Yeah, some more hitting down along that end wall. And not able to hold it in was Mark Sullivan. It'll go all the way back into the Eden Prairie end where they will blow the puck dead for icing as we'll get a whistle with 12:55 to go. So that's the first goal of the season that Eden Prairie has given up, as they were able to beat the netminder for the Eagles, Eric Avers. He's a senior goaltender who was on the JV squad last season for Eden Prairie. Coach Lee Smith very happy with Avers, saying he's a great kid, works hard. And even though they have 2 senior goaltenders on the squad, which is a little unusual for varsity teams, feels very comfortable about it. As usually a lot of varsity hockey teams like to have at least one underclassman goalie to get prepared for next season, but won't be the case for Eden Prairie this season. They'll send that out to neutral, and now along the Rosemount blue line, it was nearly turned over to Jack Sullivan. Now here comes the Irish in transition. It's Zach Bitchler, a man who already has the Irish goal, and for him, Bitchler had 18 points, I should say, last season on 7 goals and 11 assists. Sullivan trying to make a move around the Rosemount defender. Get around cleanly, held in by Snuggerud, who will just flip it into the corner. As it'll be chased down by Michael Parrish. Sullivan pinned up along the end wall. Here's Rosemount, sending it out towards the circle. Bitchler will find a player streaking into the Eden Prairie end. A nice pass to Austin Dollimer, but he was tied up by Luke Snuggerud. Good job by the D1 recruit to get back on defense for Eden Prairie. Up along the near side, Parrish almost turned over the puck. East was able to pop that one up. Now Aguilar will send that back to Snuggerud. Now a wide open player, Colton Schmidt on a breakaway, and a save made by Tom Frown. Boy, how did Colton Schmidt get behind the Rosemount defense? There was no one within 15 feet of him, but Schmidt was denied by Tom Frown on that breakaway. Look at the vision for Snuggerud. Cross ice, and Schmidt wide open, unable to beat the netminder for the Irish. Rosemount wins the face-off. As they'll play it out towards center ice, Keeley will send it right back into the Irish zone, where it'll be chased down by Chad Hinkle. Hinkle lost it. Eden Prairie with it behind the net. Centered right in front of Schmidt. He couldn't bury it as his shot went wide as Colton Schmidt in the middle of the action. Now another turnover. Finds Schmidt again, and he's denied. Colton Schmidt with 3 great opportunities within about the last minute. But the Irish are able to maintain that 1-0 lead. Now here comes Rosemount in transition. They're going off on a change as they're bottled up at the blue line. It'll be Aguilar from his own end wall up to Steven Spinner. Here's Steven Spinner. Goes cross ice, but misfired to Colton Schmidt. That'll be an icing call with 10:55 to go. Some back and forth action here, Weston, over that past minute. Colton Schmidt with 3 great chances for Eden Prairie.
Just an absolute shutdown job there by Burnsville's goalie. Eden Prairie putting on some great offensive pressure, and I don't expect them to let up anytime soon.
Yeah, it's kind of a story that we saw in that Osseo game where Eden Prairie put on all sorts of pressure. Difference is Rosemount's been able to find the back of the net. You remember that Osseo game, Eden Prairie didn't get on the scoreboard till about the last minute of that period as play is going to be whistled dead.
If I remember correctly, they got on the board twice in the last minute.
Yeah, I know Luke Snuggerud scored right at the buzzer. Oh, and speaking of Luke Snuggerud, he's going to go off to the penalty box.
Bad news for Eden Prairie.
Yeah, Snuggerud just a little while ago had a great pass. Near full ice pass to Colton Schmidt. And now Snuggerud's going to be off in the box. So Rosemount 1 for 1 on the power play. They'll get another chance. Dangerous man Andy Glad at the point, who was able to throw it on net on the last power play and get a rebound for one of his teammates. And now Eden Prairie in transition here, shorthanded. Shue able to find Michael Graham. It was a little ahead of Michael Graham as he didn't get his stick on that one cleanly. Now tied up along the advertising. The Eagles will take that. As Andy Glad and the Irish will regroup. And misfiring on a pass up ahead to Zach Bitchler. Will be sent down behind the Eden Prairie net. Rosemount from the near corner up to the right point. Shot through some traffic, was ricocheted off Brady Shue off of a shot fired by Garrett Jago. And now a loose puck, and somehow that puck didn't go in. Boy, how did that one not go in the net? A big loose puck right in front, but will remain 1-0 with 1:01 to go here on the power play. See if we can catch that action on replay for you here.
I think, is the official ruling that the player went into the blue zone or into the net?
I think the net actually came loose. I couldn't tell from my vantage point if that puck actually went into the net, but even if it had, I think the net had already come loose. And of course, once the net comes off the cage, they got to blow that dead. And indeed, that is going to be the call. That's the reason why the face-off is going to be outside the Eden Prairie zone. And I think as you were pointing out, Weston, Brad Steffen also wants an explanation on that.
Because I saw the puck definitely buried in the net, but I believe it was with a Burnsville player.
Yeah, or Rosemount, yeah.
Rosemount, excuse me.
And they're both from the same conference.
Don't think they would like me misquoting.
All right, here's Eden Prairie. Niederer, who will play that back to Mark Sullivan, and Sullivan will wisely send that back into the Irish zone. And Niederer will get it along the far side advertising. He'll ring it around the end wall and waste more time as we're down to a half minute here on the Irish man advantage. But Eden Prairie looking like they're on the power play. I had to check the scoreboard for a second to make sure it actually was a Rosemount power play. Here's the Irish carrying it into the Eden Prairie zone, and skating behind the net was Mason Hill. Hill up to the far side, now to the point. And now deflected.
Just some sloppy passing there.
As Keeley will fire a slap shot from the blue line as the Eagles are full strength. Can't misfire on those passes on the power play. As Sullivan will send it back into the Rosemount end as Hill will corral it from his own skates and send it back out to the Eden Prairie blue line. Sullivan trying to find Steven Spinner out at center, went through his legs. Now a couple of bodies go flying along the Rosemount blue line. More hitting out there at center ice. And now Mark Sullivan will survey the ice. It'll be tipped in by Steven Spinner. 8:16 to go here in the first period as the Irish lead the Eagles 1-0. And now Rosemount trying to catch Eden Prairie off on a change. There's a shot. Evers makes the save as that was Ryan Foley firing the biscuit on that one. Well, some surprises early in this one. A lot of people thought Eden Prairie might be the heavy favorite here in this hockey game as preseason poll, Eden Prairie's number 5 in the state, Rosemount unranked. A team that hasn't had a winning season in 5 years, but they got themselves a 1-0 lead. It'll be a face-off outside the Irish zone. There's that second line for Eden Prairie of Riley Artsinger and Michael Graham and Niederer will be on the ice for Rosemount. They have number 23, Andy Glad, on the ice. He's playing up at forward. On the power play, he'll play up at the point for the Irish. Snuggerud to Artsinger. Turned over. Rosemount 3-on-2. They're good at the line. They try to center it, but no one home there. Now loose, still loose, but they weren't able to fire that one on net. Now it's Eden Prairie the other way. Here comes Luke Snuggerud. Snuggerud around the Rosemount player. He got denied. And now played back behind the net. We apologize there for the brief connection disruption as it'll be Michael Graham. Around one Rosemount player shoots and scores. Michael Graham ties the hockey game up as he makes a move around one Rosemount player and is able to beat Tom Frown after that. And he ties this game up at 1.
That's just some confident hockey right there. Kept his composure when he had heavy pressure with him one-on-one. Makes the juke. Has the composure to steady himself, aim, fire, right into the basket. Excellent shot.
Yeah, that was a sweet shot there for Eden Prairie as they were able to tie this game up at 1. Yeah, that was Michael Graham for Eden Prairie getting the goal. That goal came at the 6:57 mark as they're getting the scoring jotted down. Here's Rosemount, and going crashing into the net was an Irish player on that opportunity, and it looks like Eden Prairie might get a penalty on that one. I was going to comment that do apologize for the brief connection interruption. We just switched from the internal Wi-Fi here at the Eden Prairie Community Center to our own hotspot, so that should stabilize things out. We were going to try to use the EP Community Center Wi-Fi, but not quite working on the computer, so we switched to our Verizon, and that should lead us to having a stable connection here for the rest of the game. And indeed, it will be a penalty against Mark Sullivan of Eden Prairie as he'll go to the box. Irish will get their third power play chance. They're 1 for 2 here with the man advantage. Again, for a Rosemount team that went 10-16 last season, their power play very good. Now a loose puck is bouncing, but no one there to hit it home for the Irish. They'll send it up to Glad. Glad out of the circle. Dropped below to the end wall. And a chance for number 11, Zach Bitzler, to get his second goal of the game. Had a wide open net. Couldn't get his stick on that one. Now centered again. A little bit too far for a couple of Rosemount players as they're putting on the pressure. Now intercepted as Eden Prairie will send that the length of the ice as that's Colton Schmidt. A very reliable penalty killer for Eden Prairie there to send it down the length of the ice. Schmidt had a couple of shorthanded goals for the Eagles last season. Nearly turned over to Steven Spinner. Some dangerous play by the Irish in their own zone. Power play down to 1 minute. Here's the Eagles from their own end, held in though by number 6 Foley. Foley will battle it out with Luke Snuggerud. Now Glad able to backhand it and hold it in momentarily. Skips past a couple of Eden Prairie players. Now a chance for the Irish. Evers makes the save. I think he got a piece of that one. Now it's Steven Spinner. Spinner back to the end line. Over to Spinner. Irish going off on some piecemeal changes. Eden Prairie. Colton Schmidt wide open short-handed. Didn't receive it cleanly. He'll still have a chance as he tries to go lower. Far side corner on Brown. But the glove too quick to Brown as he's able to stop that one with just under 5 minutes to go and 28 seconds on the power play.
Some lightning quick reflexes by Rosemount's goalie there.
You can see Schmidt again getting behind the Rosemount defense. Second time he's done that in this game. That's something you got to watch out for if you're the Irish. Can't let him get behind the defense, but Brown able to bail him out. 12 seconds to go here on the power play. Rosemount's looking very strong here with the man advantage, with the exception of a couple of turnovers. They've had the power play going, have had good puck movement and some good scoring chances. They won't score on this power play, though, as Sullivan's penalty expires. Jason Meter will go out on the ice for Eden Prairie. 4:20 to go here in the first period. That one's flipped up into the air, and get ourselves a whistle. I'd like to remind you our broadcast today is brought to you by Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results. They have individualized programs no matter what sport you play and no matter what age, which can get you playing at the next level. They have a state-of-the-art facility located at the Golden Triangle in Eden Prairie. You can find them online at athletespti.com, athletespti.com. That's Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results. Rosemount will win the faceoff. They'll throw it at Evers, who will deflect that wide, as Aguilar will get sent to the ice by a Rosemount player. As Glad sent that down low. It'll be retrieved by Austin Dollimer. Dollimer checked up against the corner and will get a whistle with a little under 4 minutes to go. Well, coming up between periods, we'll check scores from around the state of Minnesota, courtesy of Follow the Puck. Let you know what's going on in Class 2A hockey this evening. A lot of games taking place. You know, Duluth East is in action. I believe Edina also playing tonight. Tied up along the Eden Prairie bench, comes away to the Eagles. Here's Riley Artsinger. Artsinger dropped it. Fortunately for Eden Prairie fans, dropped it right to a Rosemount player. Now it'll be the Eagles retreating back into their own zone. Played up to Artsinger. There's Riley Artsinger working his way into the Rosemount zone, and good defense played there by number 17, Mason Hilly, to break up that play as it'll be tied up into that far corner. And more good defense for the Irish as Peyton Norder was able to poke that one back out to center ice. Banked off the wall, and that one will be icing against Eden Prairie. Well, we're 1-1 here in the first period. Tuning into this game, and you're an Eden Prairie fan, might be a little surprised. If you're a Rosemount fan, certainly have to be happy with the result. As Eden Prairie coming in as the probable favorite in this game, being a team ranked number 5 in the state and Rosemount unranked, but Irish playing well so far in this hockey game. Eden Prairie will win the faceoff, as it'll be tied up in that near corner and flipped out to neutral, where it'll be a race to the puck between a couple of number 21. Sullivan will win it and tried to do a flipping centering pass out to Michael Parrish. It was broken up by Rosemount. And now it's the Irish into the Eden Prairie zone. Number 9, Luke Gillett. Battling up with a couple of Eden Prairie players along the advertising. Rosemount will fire a shot that's tipped up into the air. Well, some more hitting along the near side wall. Boy, I would say, Weston, Rosemount seems to have had the better of the play the last few minutes, but as I say that, it's Michael Parrish with a burst of speed. Looked like he lost his footing for just a second after he had a breakaway. and not allowed a Rosemount player to catch up on the play.
I agree with you, Brett. Seems that Rosemount is really just outplaying Eden Prairie right now. They're hustling quicker. They're to the puck. Eden Prairie getting penalties, getting power plays and such. So far, this looks like Rosemount's game, even though the tie score.
And a rebound chance. Evers still is able to cover that one up with 2 minutes to go here in the period. Looks like he lost that one for just a moment. The Rosemount player was there to hit the biscuit home, but he was able to cover up that rebound chance.
And Rosemount has been taking advantage of those rebound opportunities. Their first goal obviously scored off one in a power play, and they should have had a second one as well, but couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, Rosemount's really had the better of the play over the past 5 or 6 minutes here in the first period. Got to give the Irish credit. They've brought their A game here to this one. As Keeley will send an Irish player to the boards, and Keeley's going to go off for at least 2 minutes. And the Irish are going to get their 4th power play of the game. Looks like the Irish player checked up into the boards is all right. That was a hard hit. Well, the Rosemount fans want 5 on the scoreboard. We'll see if the referee goes 2 or goes 5. And he will go 2. And I think the reason he's only going 2 is that Keeley did deliver that hit, I would say, somewhat far away from the boards, but I think you could make an argument either way between a 2 and a 5-minute penalty.
Eden Prairie needs to get careful here. 4 penalties in the first period, with Rosemount capitalizing on 1, potentially 2.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big momentum play here with only 1:45 to go here in the period. Boy, the Rosemount can go into the first intermission with a lead when they feel good about themselves. But on the other hand, do have to watch out for Colton Schmidt, who's had some chances shorthanded. He's on the ice for Eden Prairie, so got to keep on an eye on him if you're the Irish. As you try to put on the pressure here at the end of the first, they'll dump it into the Eden Prairie zone where Evers will slow it down from Mark Sullivan. Sullivan will bank that off the advertising and out. And Steven Spinner couldn't quite corral a bouncing puck. That would have been a great opportunity for Eden Prairie there, so a break for the Irish. And now Sullivan will slap that right back into the Irish zone. As the Irish fans to our left urging their team to get this power play going. They'll send that over to the far side to Zach Bitchler, who has the Irish goal. It'll be left to Foley. Foley, Bitchler at center. It was a tough puck to get, and now Eden Prairie will send it down the length of the ice. 45 seconds to go here in the period. If the Irish don't score, this power play will carry over for a couple of seconds into the second period. There's about a differential of 15 seconds between the power play and the game clock, as the Irish will drop it for a teammate. Bitchler with some fancy stick handling. And now some hitting in the far corner as it'll be tied up. The Irish running out of time here in this first period. Eden Prairie will get the puck, see if they can get something going here shorthanded, down to 10 seconds. Snuggerud overshoots Michael Graham. And we're down to 5, and now it'll squirt back out to the neutral zone. A chance for Foley at the buzzer, and his slap shot goes just high. As Foley with the last second opportunity. Couldn't put Rosemount on, but that's how the end of the first period will end, I should say, with a 1-1 tie. So we'll have some first period analysis on the way for you coming up in just a couple of seconds. This is high school hockey right here on PSP Media.
And we're joined by Rob Friend at the Mulch Store. Rob, a lot of people are finishing up those fall projects, whether it's trimming trees or getting rid of all those leaves. What can people do with those materials once they're done?
Well, they can bring their yard waste into any of our locations and dispose of it for a small fee. And after it's disposed of, we then process it and turn it into compost.
It's also a very easy, straightforward process to stop in at any of those mulch store locations, correct?
You just pull into any of the sites, you check in with the gate attendant and pay your small fee, and you're all set to go.
And if people would like more information about the great products and services the mulch store offers, what's your website?
mulchstoremn.com.
Think about the best athletes in the world, no matter the sport. How did they rise above the competition? These athletes didn't get to the top of their game on talent alone. They trained hard, and they trained right. PTI will work with your athlete to reach new heights. They'll get a high-level customized program from a skilled professional who truly cares about and understands your athlete's needs. The results at PTI will give your son or daughter the confidence and determination to unleash their full potential. Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results.
I think I have the window seat.
You better double check that, my friend. Don't think we don't know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Aaron Rodgers.
No, that's not it. You're that State Farm discount double check guy. Discount double check. Thanks to the hundreds you saved us, we could upgrade the grill class.
Grill class?
Your tongs are in your seat back.
Save with the discount double check today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Visit Brandy Warmbier's State Farm Insurance Office, located off Singletree and Flying Cloud Drive, online at brandywarmbier.com.
And welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center as we're through one period as we got ourselves a 1-1 hockey game. Let's give you a recap of that first period where Rosemount got on the scoreboard first at the 13:54 mark as hitting home a rebound was Zach Bitchler off of a shot from number 23, Andy Glad. Put the Irish up 1-0. That was a power play goal for Rosemount. And for Bitchler, that was his first point of the season. And first score, of course, also, I should say, had 18 points last season for Rosemount. Glad picked up the assist, and for him, that was his first point of the season. Eden Prairie was able to tie things up at the 6:57 mark on a goal by Michael Graham, as Graham was able to pick up his first point of the year for Eden Prairie. Last year he had 18 points for the Eagles on 8 goals and 10 assists. Rosemount on the power play is 1 for 3 so far, although they're in the middle of one right now. Shots on goal in the first period were 8-6 in favor of Rosemount, so a little bit of a surprise there that Rosemount actually leads in the shots on goal category. And Weston, we were talking about just before we came on air that Eden Prairie's got to limit their penalties. They had 7 of them against Osseo, and now they've already got 4 here in the first period, and the Irish have already made them pay once with a good-looking power play they've had.
You said it, Brett. Eden Prairie keeps on with these penalties. They're really playing with fire. Rosemount is surmounting quite the attack on each penalty. Couple of good looks for each one. I'm surprised this game's not 2 or 3-1 in favor of Rosemount.
Yeah, Rosemount has had some chances here in this hockey game to try to extend their lead, including a last-second chance right before the buzzer, as it was Ryan Foley who fired a slap shot trying to go upper corner on Avers of Eden Prairie. Just shot a little bit high, though, as the Irish, I would agree with you, are definitely having the better of the play here in this first period.
Most definitely. Another thing Eden Prairie really needs to work on are the rebounds coming off the goalie. I mean, that's a goalie effort in addition to the defensive effort to clear out the front of the goal after the shot, get the puck, get it out of the net, get it out of the box. A lot of shots are being thrown in from about mid-range, and then they're just being cleaned up by rebounders. So put a lot of pressure on those Rosemount. And the goalie needs to do a better job of covering up. In addition, on another hand, Rosemount's doing a great job of just playing hustle hockey. They're beating Eden Prairie to the pucks, not allowing too many breakaways besides a couple freak accidents where some ace passing opened up some gorgeous lanes for Eden Prairie players. But for the most part, in summary, I'd say Rosemount's really, this is Rosemount's game to lose as opposed to Eden Prairie's game to win.
Yeah, Rosemount, they have to be happy with the play they've played here in this first period, and Coach Brad Steffen probably giving his team a good pep talk here in the first intermission, saying, hey, you guys did a nice job so far. Let's give you a rundown of some scores from the area, and looking at the Follow the Puck Twitter account, they don't have any scores to report to us yet, but they do have some notable games listed that are taking place tonight, including Anoka visiting Duluth East. Also have Apple Valley and Wayzata. Other good matchups tonight include Bloomington Jefferson hosting Chanhassen. Also have a border battle, Moorhead hosting Fargo South. Lakeville North is visiting Minnetonka. That's a matchup between a couple of ranked teams. This one's probably the matchup of the night that people will want to keep an eye on. It's Prior Lake at Edina. Those two teams may be the 2 best in Section 2, although Burnsville will probably have something to say about it. And some other significant games taking place tonight include, let's see, there was another one from up north I was seeing that I know was going to be a big one. Yeah, Virginia is visiting Grand Rapids as a couple of small schools are battling it out on the Iron Range. We'll have the second period on the way in just a few minutes. You're listening to Eden Prairie versus Rosemount hockey right here on PSB Media. And welcome back to PSB Media as we're just about ready for the start of the second period. Rosemount versus Eden Prairie here on this Tuesday evening. Been a good game so far with this one tied up at 1. The Irish will have 15 seconds of power play time carry over here in the second period. It's their 4th power play of the game. They're 1 for 3 so far. On the ice for Eden Prairie will be Steven Spinner, Colton Schmidt, Luke Snuggerud, and Brady Shue. For the Irish at center, it'll be Ryan Foley as we're underway here in period number 2. As Irish will work on a very brief power play, which is down to 4 seconds. Rosemount from behind their own end there. Eden Prairie's at full strength as Andy Glad will try to backhand that out of the zone. Foley didn't catch it cleanly. That allows Eden Prairie to get possession, where it's Steven Spinner who will work his way back up to the blue line as it'll be Snuggerud. Snuggerud fires it at the net, and a save made by Tom Frown as Snuggerud fired a wrist shot from the blue line that had some pretty good mustard on it. Again, shots on goal in that first period were 8-6 in favor of Rosemount, but now they're 8-7 as Snuggerud was able to get that shot on for the Eagles. Battle for the puck in the far corner comes away to Rosemount as they'll dump it into the EP zone. As a couple of number 6s will battle it out. Ryan Foley for the Irish and Andy Aguilar for Rosemount. Tipped up into the air and backhanded back out to center ice. They'll send it back into the Irish zone where they'll regroup. And that'll be tipped off the stick of Mark Sullivan deep into Eagle territory, so no icing. And that'll be over to Graham. Graham misfires on a pass to Riley Artsinger. We've seen that a lot in this game so far, where the passes for Eden Prairie just have not been connected, like on that chance, but Rosemount not able to take advantage. Eden Prairie maintains possession. There's a big slap shot through traffic by Mark Sullivan. Loose puck was there momentarily, but no one to hit it home, and we'll get a whistle as that puck comes into the crowd. Hopefully everyone's all right. No, they're all right. They throw it right back onto the ice.
We were talking about that pregame.
Yeah, we were. I almost got whizzed by a puck last season. Have you had any close calls at hockey games?
Not at hockey games, but that one baseball game we did together where I was outside of the fence, I had a couple of close calls.
Yes. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we covered some American Legion baseball games, and I remember there was a ball that came close to hitting you. Have to bring out the insurance policy on that one.
It's called Get Out of the Way.
That's right. That's your insurance policy. Get out of the way. And he tried to center it, but getting the puck was actually number 12. And Jack Simonet coming up from behind the plate to try to throw that on net. Here's Jack Healy. They'll flip that up into the air as he's hit into the wall. Rosemount will regroup from their own zone. And it's turned over. A backhand chance from Colton Schmidt, his 4th great chance tonight. He kind of fanned on that backhanded opportunity. I'm sure he didn't really expect the puck to come to him that easily, but another golden opportunity for one of Eden Prairie's seniors. We remain tied up at 1. Here's Rosemount working their way into the Eden Prairie zone. A drop pass, a great defense played by Andy Aguilar to break that one up as Rosemount trying to get that to the weak side on that opportunity, but Aguilar put his stick on the ice to break up that one. Here's Steven Spinner, dangerous stick handling in his own zone. Will get it up to Luke Snuggerud, who will tip that out to Keeley. Keeley will send that into the Rosemount end where Blom will deflect that wide. Here come the Irish. Now through the near side, they'll dump it in. They'll be chased down by Mark Sullivan. Here's Sullivan. Sullivan off a half wall, but not out. Good job by Rosemount to hold it in. Now they're going to have an opportunity. They try to center it, but too many Eden Prairie bodies were there in front. Now tied up along the far side wall. They'll come away to Sullivan, but he's pestered by a Rosemount player, number 7, Blake Longenhe. Longenhe doing a good job throwing his weight around down there along the end wall. And now another puck tied up along the boards. A couple of Eagles and a couple of Rosemount players will fight for it. They'll come away to Mark Sullivan. Sullivan will get tied up. What a shift here for Rosemount. Is pinning Eden Prairie in their own zone. And now Parrish will try to clear it out. He's not able to get it out. Rosemount will continue to put on the pressure. Now it finally comes out to center, but we're here in the second period, so both teams have the long change. Eden Prairie not able to switch any players yet. Coach Lee Smith has a couple of players standing up ready to get on the ice, but they got to get this line off for Eden Prairie. They've been on the ice for a while. Now they will finally go off on a change. As the Irish will carry it into the Eden Prairie zone, as Aguilar will shove Justin Cromwell aside, enough to get him off the puck. Now the Eagles in transition. Michael Graham, good at the line, drops it for a teammate. They try to center it. It gets tipped up into the air. Now from the near side by the face-off circle. Aguilar will ring it around the end wall. But it comes back out towards the blue line now. And it's Eden Prairie out at center ice. Snuggerud will send it back in as Snuggerud takes a big hit. And he's getting up a little gingerly right now. That's not good news for Eden Prairie. Kind of looking at that right leg.
I think there's something on his skate, actually, Brett. Just testing the stability. He looks healthy.
Yeah, I was going to say, it didn't look like he took the worst of that hit, but you're right. Yeah, something's wrong with his skate or something.
He's taking himself out.
Here's Rosemount the other way, and it'll be deflected into the corner by Evers. Can't really say there's a piece of bubble gum down there on the ice, but yeah, there's something caught up in his skate. See how Snuggerud skates on the rest of this shift.
He was trying to take himself out before the breakaway. There he goes.
And now he will go off, and they'll probably take that skate off and see what he can find. And it'll be an icing call with the 11:31 to go here in the second period. We remain tied up at 1. So good back and forth action here in this hockey game. It's been a really entertaining one, as the Irish certainly are ready to take a step forward. Sure, not a lot of people thought this type of game would happen after the Irish suffered a big-time drubbing at the hands of Burnsville, 10-1. Now Rosemount 2-on-1 if they hurry, but it's going to be whistled down, and we may have a penalty coming up against the Irish.
First penalty on the Irish?
You are correct, and that's a big one because the Irish had a 2-on-1 going the other way, as they'll send the goal scorer Zach Bitchler to the penalty box. So now we'll get a look at Eden Prairie's power play unit for the first time in this game, and only for the second time this season. They had just one power play against Osseo, and they failed to score. Last year for Eden Prairie, again, they kind of struggled with the man advantage, converting at just 17.2%, although their power play was much better during the latter stages of last season, converting at almost 30% over their final 11 games last year. Mitchler was assessed a roughing call for Rosemount. Eden Prairie will regroup from behind their own net. A collision by Eric Evers. A couple of players still tied up. Here's Schmidt. Schmidt able to get it to Sullivan, and somehow that shot doesn't go in as Tom Frown able to cover that one up. A good opportunity there for Eden Prairie. Some Rosemount fans not happy about some hitting behind the play. Let's take a look at that last opportunity. And Schmidt was able to center it to Sullivan. Sullivan trying to go 5-hole, it looks like, on the goaltender Frown. But again, Frown's been awfully good tonight. Able to deny Eden Prairie. 90 seconds remain here on the power play. Kind of a weird face-off play. Eden Prairie is able to hold it in. It's Steven Spinner. Over to Snuggerud. Parrish throws it through some traffic. And it's covered up by Frown with a minute 17 to go here on the power play. Rosemount last season on the penalty kill. We're at 81%. Good numbers for the Irish on special teams. Here's Michael Parrish. Parrish tried to center it. No one home except an Irish player, and that'll allow more time to eclipse off that. And had to wake up Evers there in the net line, or between the pipes.
Bouncing puck came right at him.
A while ago. Jeff Frazee of the University of Minnesota got beat on a bouncing puck like that on an end-to-end shot.
I think I've seen that in goalie bloopers.
Yeah. Actually, Jake Gertis of Eden Prairie, the other netminder for Eden Prairie, also was the victim of that type of goal as well. Can't remember what game it was, but I think it was against Jefferson last year. He gave up kind of a freak goal. There's a slap shot that goes just wide from Steven Spinner. What a blast from the Nebraska-Omaha recruit. 21 seconds to go on the power play. Spinner with another blast, and that one didn't get through. What a job by Snuggerud to hold that in. Back to Spinner. One-timer to Snuggerud, fanned on it, but that might help Eden Prairie as it comes away to Clays in front, but now it's covered up by Frown with 10 seconds to go on the power play. Some good action here at the tail end of this EP power play. Now you catch part of that sequence. See Snuggerud doing a great job to hold that in. It's funny, Snuggerud fanned on that shot, but it almost helped Eden Prairie as it came away to Jack Grain, who had it right out in front.
Yeah, it changed from a slap shot to kind of a stuttered pass. Actually fed the offensive player right in front of the net.
Well, with 8 seconds to go, here's Aguilar, a shot through traffic. Hit Pager, and now unable to hit home the rebound was Jack Clays, and Rosemount's full strength, but Aguilar fires another shot. It was blocked by Burkhardt. Well, that power play goes by the wayside as we remain tied up at 1. Now it's Rosemount, 2-on-1 if they hurry, but good defense to force them into the corner by the Eden Prairie defenseman. I believe that was Mark Sullivan for the Eagles. Now it's up ahead to Jack Sullivan. Here's Jack for Eden Prairie. Works his way, now centers it to Grain, and somehow Grain, another opportunity, is not able to bury it. Now it's Rosemount, 2-on-1 the other way. Back and forth we go. A shot and a save made by Evers on that 2-on-1 opportunity as we get some hitting after the whistle. What back and forth action. You can see Eden Prairie Sullivan trying to center that to Jack Grain. Actually, the puck never got through to Grain, and then right after that opportunity, you can see Rosemount in transition. And they were able to get a shot on Evers, but he was able to make the save. So, good back and forth hockey. 8:38 to go here in the second period. 1-1 is now it's Spinner. Spinner along with Keeley. Spinner falls to the ice. As he had Keeley on that weak side. Spinner able to hold it in. Steven Spinner, a wrist shot that goes just wide. And Steven Spinner trying to put home the old twisted wrister. Here's Spinner again with another wrist shot. That one's denied by Frown. And the Irish will bank that out of the end. As working his way out to center is Zach Bitchler. Bitchler will be forced to the end wall. He's had a really solid game for Rosemount. Now out to center. And almost deflected up into the net. Getting a stick on that one was Charlie Moon. What a job by Rosemount just to throw that at the net. Now they're putting on the pressure. Loose puck, and Eden Prairie there to set that one aside. So a couple of great opportunities for the Irish. Now a turnover at the blue line. Here's Graham. Graham to Spinner. Spinner trying to dangle around a couple of Rosemount players. And it goes into the corner. Held in by Brady Shue. Shue tries to backhand it into the end wall where it's retrieved by Graham. Graham lost it. It'll be Mason Hilly. Hilly not able to send it out. Snuggerud will send it right back into the corner. Good catch by Sullivan. Sullivan works his way to center. Tried to go backhand, but it was deflected into the end wall. Some great hockey here in this second period. Very entertaining from both teams. Jason Nieder works his way around one Rosemount player out to center. Lost it momentarily. Got it to Aguilar. Aguilar will send it into the near side corner to Colton Schmidt, who will get thrown up into the boards by a Rosemount player. Comes free to Nieder, and they score! Jack Sullivan off of a great pass from Jason Nieder. The centering attempt, and Eden Prairie is on the scoreboard and takes a 2-1 lead.
Just some fantastic hockey coming from both teams. A lot of offensive pressure back and forth. Eden Prairie obviously getting the best of that exchange, but both teams should not be sad about their performance here in the second period.
Yeah, that was just a great play there for Eden Prairie. Rosemount did not have bad coverage there on Jack Sullivan. It was just a great centering pass from Nieder. as that goal will come at about the 6:50 mark.
Now every time someone flips a puck on this side of the ice, I get a little nervous.
You got the camera to protect you.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to protect the camera.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the camera can protect you. It's not a big one, though. Have to have quite the hand-eye coordination.
I'm sure you'd appreciate me throwing this camera.
Yeah. Jack Sullivan will dump that into the Eden Prairie end, where it'll be retrieved by number 28, Jack Clays. And they score again, thrown out in front. And the third line for Eden Prairie coming through as they bury their second goal in just less than a minute.
That one was just too easy there. They lost track of the Eden Prairie shooter on the weak side. Wide open, go-ahead goal. That's textbook.
Yeah, someone left Jason Nieder wide open as he picks up his second point in about 1 minute.
That will deflate Rosemount slightly. Let's see if they can pull themselves up from the bootstraps.
Unofficially, those goals will be scored 25 seconds apart. And yeah, you said it, Weston. Rosemount was having a great second period, but all of a sudden they find themselves down by 2 goals. And Jason Nieder picking up his first points of his career. He was on the JV squad last season for the Eagles. Now it's tied up behind the net. Eden Prairie able to get it to the circle. Good move there made by Jack Keeley. Rosemount will get it back, though. Now loose in front, a battle for the puck, and we're going to get a penalty. And some tempers were going to flare as a body got thrown into Eric Gevers.
Things are getting a little chippy out there.
I'm pretty sure this one will go against Rosemount, unless they're going to say an Eden Prairie player pushed him into the net. I'll see if I can catch that on replay here.
Now, I saw earlier one of Eden Prairie's defensemen talking to the ref regarding the pressure they're putting on the goalie and the physical contact. I think it finally got called.
Yeah, you're right. Rosemount did have a player hit the netminder, but Jack Keeley came in and blasted a Rosemount player, as you can see at the end of the replay, and I think that's the reason why Keeley also is going to go to the penalty box for Eden Prairie.
We're about to see some 4-on-4 hockey.
Yeah, if they don't call coincidentals, I think you're right, and that should be the case since those penalties were separate from each other. Well, they do call it coincidental, so it will stay 5-on-5. So Tyler Frank will get slashing for Rosemount. And Jack Keeley will get roughing. Could have called those penalties a number of ways. Could have called Frank for hitting the goalie. Could have called Keeley for hitting after the whistle. But no matter what you call it, both players are in the penalty box. So we remain 5-on-5. Here's Jack Sullivan. He'll drop it for a teammate. There's a shot. Brown makes the save. Dug out. That one's shot up into the netting.
So in high school hockey, if there's 2 penalties on the same play, there's it just stays 5-on-5?
Yeah, it stays 5-on-5. They're called coincidental penalties.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, basically if they're kind of in the same play. Check our inbox to see if we have any emails to us. We did get one earlier from Tommy, who was listening to the EP Boys hockey game. Jack Sullivan, a shot and a good save made by Frown to deflect that into the corner.
It was a beautiful kick save. From a twisted wrister, as you said, Brett.
The twisted wrister. Everyone says that. I try not to say it often. It's too cliched for me. It's a good term, though. Twisted wrister. Try saying it 20 times in a row.
I'm not going to attempt, but I like the term.
Snuggerud will send that into the Rosemount end. That was a weird deflection. It came away momentarily to Schmidt, and then it came away to Steven Spinner, and they score and take a 4-1 lead. That was a really, really bizarre way to score a goal. Took some weird deflections on the way to Steven Spinner, but hey, you'll take it if you're Eden Prairie.
Bizarre goal and even bizarre reaction by the scorer. He's casually skated to the side like he got called for a penalty.
That's kind of the way I called the goal. It was such a weird goal with so many weird bounces. Nonetheless, it's 4-1. And the goal comes at the 4:47 mark. Steven Spinner with the goal. Schmidt should also get an assist on that one. Oh, my mistake. They're going to give the assist to Graham and not Schmidt. So Eden Prairie's kind of opened this one up with a 4-1 lead, and well, you would have told us 10 minutes ago that Eden Prairie would have a 4-1 lead. I don't think we would have believed you with the way this game was looking.
You know, but this is just some stereotypical Eden Prairie hockey. Just keep grinding until you wear down the other team, start revealing weakness.
And that one goes into the belly of Frown, who will cover that one up. Brown's had a good game for Rosemount. Had some tough shots that he's let through, including that weird deflection on the Steven Spinner goal. And little love tap there to Riley Artsinger. He'll get thrown out of the face-off circle. Actually, got to give Riley Artsinger credit for not reacting to that one. I'm not sure too many players appreciate getting a hand to the face mask before a face-off. And we'll get a face-off to the left of Tom Frown. Frown's a 6', 170-pound senior. Last season, he went 5-11 with a 4.35 goals against average and .887 save percentage. This season, 0-2 with a 7 goals against average and .818 save percentage. Although the reason why those numbers aren't very good this season was that 10-goal outburst by Burnsville. It was an overall rough game for the Irish. Interesting, though, even though they lost 10-1 in their last game against Burnsville, Rosemount actually had a brief 1-0 lead. Comes a wide open play to number 9, Lucas Gillett. Someone lost track of him for Eden Prairie. Gillett able to bury it home on a slap shot, and Rosemount's right back in this hockey game. Turnovers will get you in your own zone. It wasn't even a turnover. A couple of Eden Prairie players just caught, kind of mesmerized by the Rosemount player who centered that. Someone lost their coverage. That's 4-2 as Gillett gets the goal. It'll be Gillette getting the goal, I should say, not Gillett. It'll be a soft G, and right after the goal, it'll be a penalty assessed to Rosemount. And Weston, as soon as you get that goal, get back into the game, certainly cannot take a penalty like that. So Eden Prairie will go on the power play.
Just an unnecessary penalty there. Emotions getting the better of the player.
There was some hard hitting along that near side, but Eden Prairie will get the power play. See if they can try to extend this lead after Rosemount was able to bury one to make it 4-2. I'd like to remind you our broadcast today is also brought to you by the Mulch Store, mulchstoremn.com. Keep them in mind for your needs next spring, even though that seems like it's months away. Never too early to start planning your landscaping needs, and they can get you hooked up at the Mulch Store with the best compost you'll find in the Midwest. They have locations all over the metro area. Find more online at mulchstoremn.com, mulchstoremn.com. Thrown at the net, that one gets deflected up into the air. It'll be sent to the end wall to Blaze, now to Spinner. That one's tipped and caught by Graham. Graham hits the goal post. Graham gets it again and misses another chance. Michael Graham hit the goalpost and got it right back and put it wide of the net. Now it's Snuggerud. Snuggerud, a shot right into the belly of Tom Frown, who covers that one up with 1:26 to go on the power play. A number of Eden Prairie players have had some great chances in this game. Colton Schmitz had about 4 or 5 great opportunities, and now Michael Graham hit a pipe and then got it right back and put it wide. Off the face-off, Eden Prairie has possession. Working his way to center is Spinner. Spinner up at the point. We'll send that over to Snuggerud. Snuggerud, a slap shot through traffic. And loose puck. And it goes over the pad of Frown, but somehow does not go in the net. Brown got enough of that one. And now hitting the crossbar is Michael Parrish. About as close as you can possibly come to scoring a goal on the power play for Eden Prairie. A couple of pipes, a couple of wide open chances, but it remains 4-2. Here's Luke Snuggerud. Snuggerud goes to his forehand. A great pass to Artsinger. Artsinger got on his backhand, though. Now it was Clays who dropped it for a teammate, and it goes up near the Eden Prairie bench as we'll get a whistle with 32 seconds to go on the power play. Take a look at replay at that great pass by Luke Snuggerud.
Eden Prairie looks like a whole different team on the power play right now. They haven't shown this kind of quickness and aggressiveness on a power play almost all year.
There's another shot and a belly save made by Tom Frown. Yeah, by far their best power play. Artsinger had an open net after receiving that pass from Snuggerud, but got it on his backhand, which kind of messed him up. 26 to go on the power play, and Rosemount able to shoot it through a couple of Eden Prairie players down the length of the ice. 16 on the power play. One more rush for Eden Prairie possibly as they'll get that up ahead. To Aguilar, who will drop it for a teammate. Back to Aguilar. Up to Sullivan. Mark Sullivan, a slap shot. As Brown's able to deflect that one up into the boards. 2 seconds to go, and a centering pass. Now back to Eden Prairie. And Aguilar's shot will be deflected. Rosemount is full strength. And trying to poke the puck out of the zone, but not out yet. Mark Sullivan will get it down in the corner. Sullivan will leave it for Graham. Graham, that one trickled back behind the net. Aguilar will send it back to the end wall, where it'll be retrieved by Graham. Graham will leave it for a teammate. Now some hitting in that near corner. And it'll come away to Rosemount at the circle on the far side. Turned over to Schmidt. Schmidt tried to center it. It was picked off, though, by Zach Gillette. And now sent down the length of the ice for an icing call against the Irish. Great pressure put on by Eden Prairie, not only on the power play, but after that power play as well. So just about a minute to go here in the second period with the Eagles ahead 4-2. Your Rosemount and your head coach, Brad Steppen, probably hoping you can get in the locker room, keeping this a 4-2 game with the way Eden Prairie's been playing over the last few minutes. And not able to clear it completely as it comes away to Sullivan. Sullivan will send that to the opposite corner. Snuggerud will pinch in and go down low. Now to Sullivan. Sullivan centers it. Kind of a no-look pass. No one was home. Tipped up into the air. And Rosemount thought it was played with a high stick. I have to agree with them, but play continues. I thought Sullivan may have gotten a high stick on that one. And it's Snuggerud at the blue line. Here's Snuggerud. Over to Charlie Lawrence. His shot was tipped. Held in by Eden Prairie. 25 seconds to go. 23. Rosemount trying to kill off the rest of this period as the Eden Prairie were grouping at their own blue line. Snuggerud with a burst of speed will work his way up along the far side boards. Found another Rosemount player. Tries to leave it for Parrish. Now comes away to center. 3 seconds. 2 seconds, a shot, and Evers able to get a pad on that one. A rebound chance was going to be after the buzzer anyway, so that's how the second period will end, with Eden Prairie ahead 4-2. A very entertaining second period here at the Eden Prairie Community Center. Take a time out. You're listening to high school hockey right here on PSB Media.
Think about the best athletes in the world, no matter the sport. How did they rise above the competition? These athletes didn't get to the top of their game on talent alone. They trained hard, and they trained right. PTI will work with your athlete to reach new heights. They'll get a high-level customized program from a skilled professional who truly cares about and understands your athlete's needs. The results at PTI will give your son or daughter the confidence and determination to unleash their full potential. Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results. We're speaking with Rob Friend at the mulch store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the mulch store to drop off those materials, or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
Stay current on what's going on in your local community. The Sun Current is a local community newspaper that serves several communities in the Southwest Metro, including Eden Prairie, Edina, and Bloomington. The Sun Current will keep you up to date with the latest comings and goings on your school board, city council, arts and entertainment, and community events. And make sure you check out their in-depth high school sports coverage featuring weekly articles on Eden Prairie, Edina, Jefferson, and Kennedy. From football and hockey to tennis and swimming, the Sun Current has your favorite team covered. Keep it local and visit the Sun Current website at current.mnsun.com.
He sure looks good.
He does. It's hard to believe he was ever sick. But the bills, they just keep coming.
You remember the life insurance you bought years ago? It has living benefits that you could use for times like this.
Mom, he's sick. No, honey, he's fine.
Don't worry, your hair will grow back. Mine did.
State Farm puts the life back in life insurance with benefits you can use when you need them most.
Visit Brandy Warmbier's State Farm Insurance Office, located off Singletree and Flying Cloud Drive, online at brandywarmbier.com.
And we're at the second intermission here at the Eden Prairie Community Center as the Eagles have a 4-2 lead over the Irish right here on PSB Media. I'm glad to have you with us here on this Tuesday evening, a very cold Tuesday evening with some Arctic air moving into the area. Weston, you looking forward to that sub-zero weather this weekend?
Not looking forward to the weather, but looking forward to the snow. I can't wait to hit the slopes.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take the snow over the cold for sure. Let's take a look at our second period summary. A very eventful second period as Eden Prairie got on the scoreboard 3 times, Rosemount on the board once. Scoring at the 6:50 mark for Eden Prairie was Jack Sullivan, off of a great centering pass from Jesse Nieder to give Eden Prairie at that point a 2-1 lead. Scoring at the 6:25 mark, just 25 seconds after that goal, Nieder scored his second point of the game as he gave Eden Prairie a 3-1 lead, so not a bad job for Nieder, picking up 2 points in a 25-second span. Rosemount was able to, actually I should say before we get to that, Eden Prairie actually took a 4-1 lead at the 4:47 mark on a goal by Steven Spinner. He was assisted by Michael Graham, but then Rosemount was able to respond and make it a 4-2 game on a goal by number 9, Lucas Gillett, as Gillette made it 4-2. So again, for Eden Prairie, the 6:50 mark, Jack Sullivan, 6:25, Jesse Nieder. That put Eden Prairie ahead 3-1. They went ahead 4-1 on a goal by Steven Spinner at the 4:47 mark. Then Rosemount cut the deficit back down to 2 on a goal by Lucas Gillette at the 4:05 mark. Shots on goal in the second period were heavily in favor of Eden Prairie, 23-9. They outshot Rosemount. And for the game, Eden Prairie has outshot Rosemount 29-17. And overall, after a pretty even first half of the second period, Eden Prairie really took control in the second half of that second period and were able to get 3 goals and kind of put this game out of range, it seems like. Although Rosemount, with that goal at the end, was able to make it a little interesting.
Agreed, Brett. Eden Prairie, as I alluded to earlier in the broadcast, is just playing their game. High intensity, high aggressiveness, trying to wear down the other team, and it became apparent there in the second period when Rosemount let up 2 goals within 1 minute.
Yeah, certainly did not help them out. Well, let's report a couple of scores to you before we take another break and get into the third period. And actually, I just have one to pass along to you. It's kind of the matchup of the night, Edina versus Prior Lake. And Miguel Fiddler has put Edina up 2-1 over the Lakers as he scored with 14 seconds left in the second period. So again, Edina up on Prior Lake 2-1. Take a timeout and have the third period on the way next right here on PSB Media. Well, welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center as we're just about underway here in the third period. 4-2, Eden Prairie has the lead here over Rosemount. Get our clock reset. And Eden Prairie held that heavy shot advantage in the second period, as the Irish will have it at their own blue line. Rosemount going from left to right on your computer screen or tablet screen, or however you're watching the game tonight. Of course, you can watch our games not only on your desktop computers or laptops, you can also access those through smartphones and tablets. There's a shot for Rosemount, trying to go upper stick side on Avers. Went wide, though, on that shot from Luke Hedke. Keeley throwing out the net, trying to get a rebound. Was an Eden Prairie player, though. It's covered up by Frown at the 16:02 mark here in period number 3. Reminder, we have coverage of every Eden Prairie boys hockey game this season. All 25 of them you can find right here on PSB Media with live video and, of course, our game tracker and replay screen. All 25 of the games right here on PSB Media. Check the full schedule either at our website or the Eden Prairie boys hockey website. Eden Prairie from the end wall will get that to Sullivan. He fires a slap shot, turned away by Frown. I believe your Rosemount fan will also have another one of their games coming up for you, as we also cover Jefferson and Kennedy hockey, and might be able to catch Rosemount play again here on PSB Media when they play Jefferson or Kennedy in South Suburban Conference play. Whistle will be outside the Rosemount zone. Second line out on the ice for Eden Prairie: Graham, Artsinger, and Nieder. Poked up by Sullivan. Well, Rosemount to get possession and send it out to neutral. Artsinger will regroup, but will get a whistle with 15:22 to go. Looks like we'll get a hand pass against the Eagles. Next broadcast for Eden Prairie hockey coming up on Saturday, as they'll take on Lakeville right here on PSB Media for some Saturday afternoon hockey. That will be against Lakeville South. Should be a good matchup, as the Cougars are usually a player in Section 1. Michael Graham will send that over to Aguilar, who's pinching up on the play. It'll come out of the zone and be sent back behind the net, where it'll be retrieved by Artsinger. Artsinger lost it, turns it over to Foley, but then Foley in turn moves it to Aguilar. Rosemount will bank that right back into the Eden Prairie zone, where it'll be chased down by Sullivan. Sullivan backhands it, but not out. And now Eden Prairie 3-on-2 if they hurry, led by Mark Sullivan. He fires a slap shot, and that one goes high. Rosemount trying to get something going in transition. They had a 3-on-2, but not receiving the pass cleanly was Tyler Frank. Now a loose puck for Jack Sullivan if he can chase it down in time, but one step behind the play. It'll be icing against Eden Prairie. Face-off will be deep in Eden Prairie territory. On the face-off was Blake Long-Henry of the Rosemount Irish. Behind the net, it'll be Jack Simonet, and we'll get a whistle with 14-12. So not quite the fast-paced hockey we had in the second period. We had a couple of minutes in that second period where it kind of felt like a tennis match, with your head going back and forth watching the action. Snuggerud pinned up along the boards. He'll come free with it. Here's Snuggerud on the near side. Works his way to the end wall, centers it, but nobody home. There's plays, a wild slap shot, which is blocked by Rosemount. Burkhead will get it out to center ice. Going to work his way around Michael Parrish. He and Snuggerud will force it down to the end line. And now Eden Prairie will stick handle with it out towards center ice. And shot will go into the boards. It'll be retrieved by Spike Burkhardt. That's a good hockey name, Spike Burkhardt. Any guy with the name Spike should be an enforcer. Held in by the Irish. They'll send it back behind the Eden Prairie net. Rosemount will send it up to the point. A shot through some traffic, got through but went wide. And now Rosemount will have to regroup as Crowell gets it on his forehand. Now we'll backhand it into a teammate to the far corner. Tipped out to center ice. Sullivan will chase it down. And now losing it was Evers for a second. And Zach Bitchler almost had himself a cheap goal as Evers misplayed that one. And that almost led to a Rosemount goal. And that certainly would have made things very, very interesting.
Yeah, you can't really ask for anything easier than that one. Don't know how Rosemount didn't capitalize.
Yeah, Evers initially made the save and didn't cover it up cleanly, and on his second cover-up attempt, he missed it again, and Bitchler almost there to bury it home. Now a rebound chance. No one there to put it past Evers. Healy will send it over to the far side. It'll go all the way into the corner. Rosemount will take over. They'll skate with it out along the near side. That shot will go into the far side corner as that was Simonet firing that one for the Irish. Out to Jack Healy. Healy to Snuggerud. He'll work his way to the circle and be forced into the corner. Snuggerud will spin. Now he's pinned up along the wall by Bitchler. Graham now to help out down there against Rosemount's Crowell. Into the near corner. Graham trying to go weak side to Snuggerud. Looked like a tip something on the way. Crowell will lift that along the rail, and that will be tipped into the Eden Prairie end. The referee waves off icing. 11:26 to go in the third period. 4-2, Eden Prairie with the lead, and that one gets tipped and somehow does not hit anyone in the head in the Rosemount section. That was a seeing eye puck that somehow didn't hit anyone, which surprised me.
Oh my.
You had a good eye at that one, so did I. I'm amazed on how that puck did not hit anyone.
Glad everyone kept their eyes.
Yeah. Hopefully that's as close as you and I will come to being hit by a puck this season.
I have a feeling it's not, but...
Yeah, I'm thinking you're right. Unfortunately.
I'm starting to come to these broadcasts full hockey gear.
That's right. We're going to have to get you a helmet or something. The official PSB helmet.
I'll take it.
Hard hitting along the near boards. Here's Artsinger. Works his way to the far side. Centered it, but it got deflected. Now it's up to Sullivan. His shot goes wide. May have hit something on the way. Graham. Backhanded into the corner. Good support there by an Eden Prairie player down there. I believe that was Nieder. Good pressure here from the second line. Sullivan's shot was gloved by Frown. Didn't catch it cleanly, though, as it went to the end wall. Graham. One touch pass to Artsinger. Thrown in front. Puck still loose. Nieder couldn't find it. Rosemount not able to clear it yet as Sullivan will just slap it back in. Nieder tries to go upper glove side but missed. Nieder another rebound chance, and now it's covered up with 10:08, and Rosemount can finally get themselves a much needed line change. Great shift there for the second line of Eden Prairie. They'll bring on that third line, which had 2 goals in a 25-second span back in the second period. They'll win the faceoff. Sullivan will tip it to Snuggerud. Snuggerud, a light shot thrown at the net, was looking for a tip. No one was there, though. One-timer to Luke Snuggerud, and that one goes just wide. They had that one set up. Shu tries to hold it in. He lost it. Now Rosemount 2-on-1. And they score! What a snipe by number 9, Lucas Gillette. I thought Snuggerud had forced him too much into the corner, but Gillette, almost along the end line, is able to snipe it past Evers, and this is a one-goal game. What a shot by Gillette. So Gillette makes this a one-goal game. How about that? Let's get you a look at the replay of that one. And just looks like we lost it on there. So Gillette able to snipe it past, and we got ourselves a 4-3 hockey game. Well, now this game's certainly gotten interesting. And now here's a break for Eden Prairie, and a good job by Frown just to get a piece of that one. As Eden Prairie couldn't hit it home, it was Colton Schmidt on the last opportunity. Now it's Rosemount, and Keeley will tackle a Rosemount player to the ice. Wasn't a very hard hit, and I think that's why we didn't see a penalty on that one. And we'll get a whistle now with 9:06, and boy, it seemed like this game was out of reach once Eden Prairie made it 4-1, but now Rosemount scoring this third period goal, and they're right back in at 4-3. Face-off will be outside the Irish zone. It'll be sent into the Eden Prairie end, where it'll be retrieved by Aguilar. Now Aguilar will have to get it again from just behind the net. Mark Sullivan. They have a 4-on-2 if they hurry for Eden Prairie. Drop for Sullivan. Sullivan tried to get it to Artsinger, but it looked like it hit the skate or something of a Rosemount player. Good job to break up that 4-on-2 opportunity. Now Sullivan has to go back to his own blue line to get it. Mark Sullivan's had a good game for Eden Prairie. Calling his name a lot recently. Aguilar being pestered, and now Rosemount a chance to tie the game. Number 6, Ryan Foley picked the pocket of Eden Prairie on that play and nearly tied this hockey game up. Now he'll work his way to center. That shot goes just wide. Some new life here for the Irish. And now they've caught this Eden Prairie team on the ice too long, this line I should say. And they tie the game up at 4 at the 7:56 mark. They caught that Eden Prairie line on the ice too long, and they make them pay. And this game's tied up at 4. Great pressure from that Rosemount line, and the fans are going nuts to our left. And I think tying that game up for Rosemount was Jake Simonet there to hit that rebound home. Evers gave up the second opportunity, and boy, what a game of momentum. For a while, it felt like Rosemount had it through maybe the first half of the game. Eden Prairie took over second half of the second period. But now Rosemount has tied it up. And now comes away to Parrish, who fires it just wide on the rebound opportunity. And now some hitting along the near boards. It'll be sent back into the Irish zone, where it'll be gathered up by Mason Hilly. And we'll get a whistle now with about 7:17 to go. So how about that? Rosemount scoring 2 goals within 2 minutes to tie it up. This has been entertaining, and the Rosemount fans are in it, aren't they, Weston? You can hear them over there.
Yeah, Rosemount just coming to play here in the third period, stringing together 2 quick ones. And a game that did look unreachable in the second period. We're all tied up.
I think the Rosemount fans kind of know that this could be a real program builder of a game. After getting blown out by a Burnsville team, which I believe is rated number 7 in the state polls 10-1, they now got the number 5 team tied up at 4 late in the third period. And that puck comes outside the zone. Eden Prairie's going to have to touch up at the blue line. They're now good, but that'll give Rosemount a chance to regroup. They nearly turn it over on that dangerous pass. Here comes Bitchler. Bitchler out to Foley. Foley lost it, though. Here's Eden Prairie. They'll bank it out. The spinner, too far for him. Rosemount has it back in their own zone. They'll send it out to center. And some miscommunication there. Moon was going off on a change, but Rosemount was trying to pass it to him. That shot was going to go over the net, but still don't want to risk anything as Brown gloves that one down with 6:24 to go. It's kind of been funny, too, is that the Eden Prairie student section's been kind of quiet this whole game, and as soon as Rosemount tied the game up, they've kind of woken up and tried to cheer on their guys. I mean, we've done football games here at Eden Prairie, and usually their student section's pretty vocal.
I agree. It looks a little thin on this evening. Maybe we're getting close to finals or something.
No possible upset here in the making, but Eden Prairie trying to have none of that. Loose puck comes away to Michael Graham, but he had to shoot that through about 5 or 6 bodies. It was deflected wide. There's Rosemount out to center. It's Foley. Foley, you got the assist on the tying goal. Now it's Graham for Eden Prairie. 3-on-2. Graham works his way to center. Tried to leave it for a teammate. It'll go back out to neutral. And here comes Andy Aguilar. There's a shot. That's kind of a surprising quick little shot. I don't think Frown saw that cleanly. It went wide, though. And with a chance to catch our breath here with 5:27. Turned into a great, great game here in the third period.
Eden Prairie really needs to wake up here in this third period if they don't want to go home with the loss. Rosemount looking energetic and full of aggression.
Yeah, Eden Prairie started to put on some pressure, but Rosemount's playing good defense, and you kind of tell they're just looking for that transition goal to try to get the go-ahead. Here's Snuggerud. Great pass over to Michael Parrish. Parrish was denied. Shu will try to slot that back in. Here's Rosemount. Works their way into the Eden Prairie end. Foley drop it for a teammate. Nobody home. And now here comes Jack Sullivan. Sullivan collided with his own teammate Colton Schmidt. That'll get tipped up into the netting. And we'll get a whistle with 4:51 to go. So hopefully you're tuned into this broadcast now. Maybe some fans thinking, they're playing Rosemount, don't need to watch this one. But, hey, better tell your friends and family to tune in. We got ourselves a great, great game brewing here at the Eden Prairie Community Center. Rosemount will win the faceoff. As a Dahlimer will send it into the Eden Prairie end. Schmidt tried to bank it off the half wall, not out. Eden Prairie will get it from behind their own net. Snuggerud tried to hit the home run pass to his teammate up front. A little too far for him, though. And now it'll be Colton Schmidt. Schmidt up to Snuggerud. Snuggerud. Send that at the net. Went wide, though. And now Rosemount tries to bank it, not out. And Sullivan will fire that shot, and we'll have to see if the referee says it was tipped out of the zone. I don't think it was. This face-off should be outside Irish territory. .4:10 to go. 4-4 our game. If we do go to overtime, we will play 1 8-minute period, and if nobody scores, the game would end in a tie, but a long, long way from that happening. Still lots of hockey to play here in regulation. Colton Schmidt from the circle. Trying to get an odd-angle shot, but good stop there by Frown. So, Austin, you were saying Eden Prairie's got to wake up. It looks like they have, but Rosemount's been playing good defense and been getting good goaltending these past few minutes.
You are correct, Brett. Eden Prairie does seem to have come alive a little bit.
Michael Graham with a shot right in the slot. But a good quick glove there from Tom Frown as he snares that one to make the save. Grab that one here on replay. Colton Schmitz had so many opportunities in this game, but just can't find the back of the net. Part of that's been having to do with just some bad luck to one of Eden Prairie's seniors. There's a light shot from Mark Sullivan. And gloved out of the air by Tom Frown. With 3:31 to go. Face-off will be to the right of Tom Frown. It's been all Eden Prairie these past few minutes, but Rosemount trying to get something in transition as it was Bitchler trying to dangle. Good defense there from Eden Prairie. Tipped up into the air. Rosemount trying to get a little offense going. They throw it towards center. No one near the puck, though. Battle for the puck along that near side. And it'll be Nieder. Nieder will bank it off the wall. And now it'll be chased down by Artsinger. Icing was called but didn't reach the end line. Now Graham, centering shot. Or pass, I should say, went to Graham. Now it comes away to Snuggerud, and getting a piece of it was Frown. Banked off the wall out to center. Played back to Sullivan. Over to Snuggerud. Snuggerud will send that into the Irish zone. It'll be chased down by Welland. They don't clear it cleanly. Now they do. And they'll send it over to Brady Shue. Shue will saucer that one down into the Irish zone. Held in by Snuggerud. Snuggerud throws that out net end. I don't think Fromm was expecting that one. Almost gave up a rebound, and there to try to pounce on that one was Jack Clays. As they always say, no such thing as a bad play when you throw it at the net, and that one almost turned out to be true. Top line on the ice for Eden Prairie. Spinner, Schmidt, and Jack Healy. Second here to make sure our clocks match up, and down to 2:09. Play back behind the Eden Prairie net. Snuggerud to Schmidt. Here's Keeley. Keeley goes far side to Steven Spinner, just out of his reach. Spinner will center it, and a loose puck nearly came free as we get a whistle with 1:55 to go. Great hustle there by Steven Spinner, even though the pass was ahead of him. He was able to win the race to the face-off circle to prevent icing, and importantly will force a face-off deep here in Rosemount territory.
I'm not sure the goalie really had that puck secured. Popped right out.
I think you're absolutely right. There's a one-timer. Snuggerud hits the goal post. Man, oh man. That's what, the third post I think Eden Prairie's hit in this game. So another face-off deep in the Rosemount zone. Kind of feels like Rosemount is hanging on for dear life, but also ready to pounce on a transition chance that they can get. Around the blue line, Snuggerud fires a shot. Brown's able to turn that away. Now Rosemount may be looking for that transition opportunity. Number 11, Zach Bitchler fires that shot. Went way high, though, as he was thrown to the ice. And a nice save made there by Eric Evers as a Rosemount player was ready to pounce on that rebound. But Evers made the save cleanly. As that was important, as Evers has given up some rebounds in this game, but good quick glove from Eden Prairie's senior goaltender, seeing his first varsity action of his career. 4-4, a minute 25 to go. Rosemount up to the blue line. There's a shot through traffic. Deflected wide, though. I think it may have hit Artsinger. Sullivan forced along the end to the wall by Long Henry. Now Eden Prairie on the counterattack. Watch out, bouncing puck. Almost a dangerous play there for the Irish. Here's Aguilar. Aguilar, a shot through traffic, blocked by Rosemount. Irish, if they hurry, are going to have a 3-on-2. Good at the line. And a nice hit there delivered by Mark Sullivan. Good defense and a good, clean hit. And now up ahead to Michael Graham. Here's Graham, forced into the corner. And a big hit into the boards delivered by Rosemount's number 23, Andy Glad. Snuggerud begging for the puck up at the point. Snuggerud, he'll get it. Throw it at the net, but blocked by Rosemount. 25 seconds. Snuggerud not able to hold it in. Rosemount with a 3-on-2. A shot, and that goes wide as they center that, but kind of fanning on the shot was the Rosemount player. 12 seconds to go. And now they'll bank it out. Steven Spinner's going to have a breakaway at the end of the game. Here comes Spinner. And he scores with 5 seconds to go. Steven Spinner will likely win it for Eden Prairie on a clutch goal with 5 seconds left.
Wow.
You said it.
Wow is all I got to say.
And what a move there by Spinner. Staying patient. Take a look one more time. That will likely be the game winner.
You can just see the life just being sucked out of the Rosemount bench, crowd, and players.
We do have 5 seconds to go here in the game. We'll get that reset on our clock.
Looks like
5.6 to be enough. Yeah. That's interesting. I wonder if he kind of collided with the post on the way to try to stop that Steven Spinner shot.
Does not seem to be receiving any attention yet.
Yeah. And now Andy Aguilar is going to help the Eden Prairie trainer onto the ice to get a look at him.
I think the shooter's stick broke as well.
I wonder, if Frown caught part of Spinner's stick or something, maybe. I mean, I got so caught up trying to watch Spinner's move, I didn't see anything at the end to see how Frown would have gotten hurt on that one.
No, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Looks like his right knee is favoring that left leg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right.
Wow. Could you write up a better way for Eden Prairie to score at the end of the game? One last breakaway opportunity.
You kind of think we're playing for overtime as it was pinned down deep in the Eden Prairie end, and they just threw it out towards Steven Spinner. And it's happened a couple of times in this game where the Eagles have gotten behind the Rosemount defense and take the worst of times to have a defensive breakdown if you're Rosemount. And a well-deserved hand is being given here to Tom Frown, the Rosemount goaltender. Giving up 5 goals, but he's really played a good game for the Irish.
You can still see he's favoring that left leg.
Yeah, I got nicked there or something like that. I think Rosemount's going to call a timeout and try to draw up some kind of miracle play to score in 5.6 seconds. We'll go ahead and take a timeout as well. You're listening to high school hockey right here on PSB Media.
We're speaking with Rob Friend at the mulch store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the mulch store to drop off those materials, or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
Well, welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center. We'll see what Coach Brad Steppen can draw up here for the Rosemount Irish. They got 5.6 seconds to try to get something going, and well, hold on here. Rosemount has 7 players out on the ice, and now they finally call Frown back to the bench. I was going to say, why are they leaving him in the net? Now he'll skate on over. So the Irish, they're going to probably try to draw to the near side as they have an extra player on the near side of the rink. That's number 23, Andy Glad. I think that's where Ryan Foley's going to try to draw it. Steven Spinner will take the face-off for Eden Prairie. And off the face-off, that'll pretty much do it. Eden Prairie able to send it down. And that's the end of the game. The Eagles get a 5-4 victory on Steven Spinner's first goal of the season and third point of the year overall. The Division I recruit comes through in the clutch. And Eden Prairie wins it 5-4. Take a timeout and have a brief Sun Current postgame show on the way next.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
And welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center. A great game is gone in the books as Eden Prairie gets a last-second victory here over the Rosemount Irish by a score of 5-4. And Steven Spinner gets the game winner with just 5 seconds to go on a clutch goal. And if you want to see that one again, we will have the archive on our website coming up this evening. And we'll also try to get a GIF of that goal as well. A little GIF image of that one. A great goal there by Steven Spinner. Let's give you a recap of the game before we wrap things up. And the shots on goal in the third period were 14-8 in favor of the Eden Prairie Eagles. For a game total, Eden Prairie of 43, Rosemount a game total of 25. So again, Eden Prairie will outshoot Rosemount 43-25. Rosemount's power play will finish the game 1 for 4. Eden Prairie's power play will be 0 for 2. And you a third period scoring summary. Rosemount scored 2 goals within about 90 seconds to tie this game up at 4 to really make things interesting, including a clutch goal by Lucas Gillette to tie things up. And then it was Steven Spinner scoring with 5 seconds remaining off of a play that, seemed like we were going to overtime. It was pinned deep into the Eden Prairie zone, but they were able to send it to Spinner, who got behind the Rosemount defense and made a great move around Tom Frown, who got a great game for Rosemount to bury the winner as Eden Prairie wins at 5-4. And Weston saw one heck of a hockey game tonight.
I would have to agree with you, Brett. I've been to, now this is my second broadcast this year, and of the two, this was very exciting, and I don't expect many more games to be as thrilling as this one.
Yeah, well, when you only have 2 broadcasts, easy to choose this one as the best one for
most
hockey.
Definitely.
Yes, most
Last
certainly.
second buzzer beater. You can't really write up much more of an exciting game.
Yeah, tough to see if we have anything else like that coming up later in the season, but still lots of hockey left. 23 games remain for Eden Prairie on their season. Their next game will be against Lakeville South. We'll have it for you right here on PSB Media. Let me briefly see if I can pull down who Rosemount has left on their schedule. Unfortunately, not getting the Hub website to work, but Rosemount, I believe, will play again this weekend. Don't forget, though, to tune in to the next Eden Prairie boys hockey game Saturday at 2:45. Take on Lakeville South as Adam Rosso and I will have the call of that game here on PSB Media. This has been the Sun Current postgame show. The Sun Current has been your community news leader for over 50 years here in the Southwest Metro. They're now mobile user-friendly. Their website is current.mnsun.com. For Weston Doctor, this is Brett Johnson thanking you for tuning in as Eden Prairie beats Rosemount tonight 5-4 right here on PSB Media.
Thanks for tuning in to live local play-by-play coverage of the Eagles high school sports. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Umbria Gourmet Pizzeria, The Mulch Store, Alpha Investment Advisors, Performance Therapy Innovations, Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office, and Healthy Training. Keep it tuned to PSBMN.com for more broadcasts of Eagles high school sports.